This is the Church of St. Paul in the Desert.
In the name of God who called us his beloved child and children. Amen. Sit down. Saints are crazy people. You're supposed to laugh. And they're crazy to the world that we live in. You know, they don't know. The world does not know saints like we do, right? You know, saints are crazy giver. They gave everything away. You know, material things, the money. Some of the Saint Francis come to mind, yes? You know, and some gave their life away. It's like they function in a different kinds of currencies, as you and I know currencies. You know, we often think of money, right? But they function in a different way of exchange. And saints are also contagious. They're not only crazy, they're contagious. Okay? The people around saints often get caught up with saints, what saints are doing. You know, some of us feel guilty. You know, we can't be a saint. You know, but saints has a way of making us think about giving ourselves as well. So what is it that makes us saints? You know, most of us think, oh, I'm not a saint, right? No, today I'm going to say that each and every one of you can be a saint, if you're not one already. Okay? So there are three things to remember to be a saint, okay? Three things. First, as in the John's letter, you know, John said that the big reason the world does not know us is because we are children of God. We're beloved children of God. So the first thing that saints know to be a saint is that to know and live as if we are children of God. Okay? That's why they can be crazy. Okay? Yeah, because they're so sure that I am a beloved child of God. So repeat after me. This is the first step. To say this after me. I am a beloved child of God. Say it.
I am a beloved child of God.
Okay, say it again like you mean it. I am a beloved child of God. Now hold on to that. Okay? That's the first step of being a saint. Now, the second step of being a saint is that I want you to look around the room. Look at each other. You can look at each other in church. Yes. Okay? Each one of the people sitting here, he or she is a beloved child of God. Okay? Now that causes trouble. You know, I mean, that's why saints are crazy people, because they love everyone, even those they disagree with, even though they consider as enemies. Okay? Because why? As saints believe that you, every one of you, every other person is a beloved child of God. Okay? So I want you to, this is an interactive sermon. You can't just sit there, all right? So I want you to go up to someone. If you're able to stand up, you can do that. Look the person in the eye. If you don't mind touching the person, hold a hand and say, you are a beloved child of God, and I will listen to you. I want to add that to it. I will listen to you. Go do it to your spouse if you're with your spouse first, okay? That's a good one to do, okay? And then do it with one or two other persons behind you, in front of you, across the aisle. Do it now, okay? Andrew, you are a beloved child of God, and I will listen to you.
Eric, you are a beloved child of God, and I will listen to you.
Amen. I'm going to run down and do you. You are a beloved child of God, and I will listen to you.
You are a beloved child of God, and I will listen to you.
You are a beloved child of God, and I will listen to you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay, now that's the easy part. Okay. You want to know the third part of being a saint? Yes. Third part of being a saint is this thing that is embedded in the beatitude that we heard today. Okay? The Beatitude is like says things like a saint would do, countercultural, bless are the poor, bless are those who mourn, bless are the meek, bless are the peacemaker, and so on, right? You've heard, and in the world that we live in today, that does not make sense at all. In the world we live in today, we often are made to believe that blessed are the rich, for they can buy anything they want. Supposedly make them happy. Blessed are the wealthy because they can buy a lot of political ads to support their political candidate and therefore gain more political power. Blessed are the proud and the pushy and the aggressive one, for they will be on top of the pyramid today. That's what we've been taught, and that's what we're seeing in this election time. Blessed are those who have resources and money, so we can quarantine anybody we think are dangerous to us. Okay, and so to be a saint, and if we are to follow the Beatitude, we are to think, hey, wait a minute, the poor, the hungry, the weak, the sad ones, the quiet one, they are the ones that are blessed. So a saint actually believes that. Okay? A saint actually pay attention to the poor and powerless around the community. Take a look at people like Mother Teresa. They hang out with the poor and the powerless, with the voiceless in our community. Why? Because that gives the saints the most important currency. And it's not money, it's not material things. The most important currency the saints have is truth. When you hang around with the poor and powerless, what you receive is the truth. Okay? We don't have the truth until we listen to the powerless in our community. Okay? We just got through Columbus Day. We're heading to Thanksgiving. Okay? And for how long have the textbook in the United States school says, who discovered the Americas? Columbus. So some historically powerful people thought it was a good idea to have someone that looked like them to discover this great land. That's the truth according to the historically powerful. But you ask a Native American, what do they say? What is the truth there? We've been invaded. Okay? How many of you are old enough to remember the 60s? What is the civil rights movement about? The truth about the long history of oppression against people who have dark skins. Okay? And for those of us who were brave enough to be saints and hang out with the African American at the time and follow Martin Luther King, who is a saint. Okay? We begin to see the truth. And what does that currency of truth make us do? We make us do crazy things. We put our life on the line to go protest and to speak the truth, to challenge the power, to change our laws. How many of you lived through the AIDS time in the 80s? Okay? And this parish did. This parish listened to those who mourn, listened to those who have lost, who were sick. And we were saints. We were saints. We knew the truth. We knew the truth because we have relationship, and we listen to those who were hurt, who were hurting. That's why a saint follow the Beatitude and truly believe that those who are powerless are blessed, and that we really need to listen to them because they are beloved children of God. And when we know the truth, it makes giving very easy. I repeat it again. When we know the truth, it makes giving very easy. Giving of our money, giving of our time, sharing our place, sharing of our relationship. Okay? It makes giving very easy. Let me give you an example. I've been traveling a lot this year, and many of you miss me, I hope. And one of the things I do is speak at the Episcopal convention. So this last few weeks ago, I was in the convention. And in this diocese, they were blessed with a big, really big endowment fund. And a year ago, you remember the earthquake that hit Haiti? Horrible devastation, okay? And someone at the convention surprised everybody, decided to make a motion that they should put millions of dollars and give that to Haiti. Okay? And so there was lots of debate. People were debating, should we keep this money? We're not supposed to spend down our endowment. And people said, well, but we got to respond to this with what we have, which is our gift. And they debated for a long time, and then they voted on it. And the resolution won by one vote. What does that mean? That means the convention, the delegates representing churches all across that diocese, are split in the middle. Legally, it passed. So the treasurer and the money people put aside that money for Haiti. So a year later, I was a speaker at convention, and I was speaking about these currencies, a thing called holy currency, which you'll hear more about, where I talk about different currencies besides money that needs to be exchanged in order for a church to be missional and sustainable. So after I spoke my first parts, there was a group that went up to the microphone, and they began to share their pilgrimage to Haiti. There was a group of 10 of them. And this person said, I've been there 3 times, I'll go back again, here's why. We were shown a video of this treacherous trip that they had to take from the airport, which usually took about half an hour to this town, took 5 hours because the roads were not there. And they got there, they listened to the people, to the children who were hungry, to the parents who were concerned about basic things in life. Clean water, education, food, and so on. And so the group said that having been there, having real relationship, building that currency relationship with the real people in Haiti, caused us to figure out how we're going to spend that money. And we built a school with solar panel so that they can have electricity. We created a meal program so that each kid who comes to school will have a real good meal, sometimes the only good meal that they have. And they went on and talked about what they're doing. And at the end, there was applaud from all the delegates of this convention. Now, let me remind you, a year ago, what were they doing? They were fighting over whether we should give this money. Now, having built up the currency of relationship and the currency of truth, and after they talk, people come up to them and say, can I go to the next trip? I want to go and meet these folks. I want to know the truth myself. Can we give more money? It makes giving really easy when you know the truth. So, in this stewardship, season, that's what we call them anyway, okay? Be a saint. Be a saint. What's the first step? Affirm that you are a beloved child of God. What's the second step? Affirm everybody else around you a beloved child of God. What's the third step? Learn the truth by hanging out with, building relationship with those who are poor, those who are powerless. Now, let's start with yourself, okay? What part of yourself is the meek part, the silent part, the part that you kind of go, you actually persecute? Okay? Pay attention to that part of yourself, because that part will lead you to blessedness. That part will lead you to find wellness for yourself and call to ministry to develop wellness for others. That's the first step. Then look around your family. You know, the holiday seasons are coming up. When you have family gathering, who do you hang out with and listen to? The ones who you consider weak and powerless and voiceless in your family. Listen to them. Be a saint. And you'll know what to do with your relationship, with your love, with your grace, with your food that you serve. Okay? And then look at St. Paul's in this community. Who are the powerless amongst us? Who do we spend time with and listen to and discern the truth together? Then you will know what to do with your resources amongst us. And then for those of you who live in Palm Springs area, who are the ones? How can you be the saints? Listen to those who are powerless amongst us. And in our nation, and in the world today, take Ebola outbreak. Who do we need to listen to? How do we build relationships so that we can discover the truth? Okay? Instead of running around being fearful, let's discover the truth. Let's be saints. And it might lead us to do crazy things when we do that. And the people will look at us, why are you doing that? Because you know and God knows. You're doing that because you are beloved children of God. Amen.